For years, AI agents kind of felt like something out of science fiction. But a new report on the state of AI agents shows they've quietly moved from just hype to being at the very core of business strategy. And we're not talking about some future promise here. We're talking about real, measurable return on investment happening right now.
So, let me ask you something. When you think about AI in your company, do you just picture a chatbot? Something that basically just answers questions? If that's the case, then you are missing out on what might be the biggest shift in technology, because we are about to go way, way beyond simple conversation.
Okay, so what is an AI agent, really? Well, it's not an AI that just responds, it's an AI that acts. You don't give it a list of step-by-step commands. No, you give it a goal, and it figures it out. It reasons, it plans, and it executes all the tasks needed to get there on its own. Think of it like this. It's the difference between an assistant who just takes notes in a meeting and an assistant who actually runs the entire project for you.
And this is what the report is calling the agentic shift. It's a really fundamental change in how we get work done. We're moving away from giving software tiny instructions and toward just defining those big, high-level goals and letting it run. See, for a long time, we were all obsessed with task automation, automating one little repetitive thing to get a small efficiency boost. But the real revolution, the real game changer here, is process orchestration. This is where an agent manages an entire complex multi-step workflow. It connects different tools, it makes decisions along the way. This doesn't just make the old way of doing things faster, it literally creates entirely new ways of working.
Okay, so how widespread is this really? I mean, are companies actually doing this? Let's take a look at how agents are at work today. I gotta say, these numbers might just surprise you.
Okay, get ready for this number, nearly 90%. Almost 90% of organizations are already using AI to help them with coding. So this is not some niche experimental tech anymore. At least in the world of software development, this kind of agentic AI is pretty much the standard now. It's speeding up everything from writing the code itself to testing and documentation.
And we're not just talking about simple one-off tasks here. More than half, 57%, are already using agents for really complex, multi-stage workflows. Remember that leap we just talked about, from just automating a task to orchestrating a whole process? Well, yeah, it's happening right now at a massive scale.
So, how are people actually building these things? Well, it turns out the most popular strategy, at 47%, is a hybrid approach. The leaders in this space aren't just choosing between buying something off the shelf or building it all from scratch. They're blending the two. They use pre-built tools to get started fast, and then they build custom pieces where it really counts. It's the best of both worlds. You get speed, and you get a custom fit.
All right, so adoption is clearly through the roof. But so what? Is this stuff actually making a difference for the business? Is it moving the needle? Let's dig into the actual results. And if you look beyond just coding, the impact is frankly massive. The single highest impact area is data analysis and reporting. 60% of leaders are citing that one. Just think about all the hours your team spends pulling numbers, building dashboards, and right behind that, internal process automation at 48%. These are the core functions of a business being completely transformed. And this really gets to the core strategy, right? The whole point isn't just to slap a digital coat of paint on some old, clunky process. The goal is one of two things. Either you make your top experts even better by amplifying their judgment, or you completely get rid of the low-value, tedious work that just drains everyone's time and energy. Okay, this next one. This is the headline number of the entire report, an absolutely staggering 80% of businesses say that AI agents are already delivering measurable economic returns. We're not talking about projections or what-if scenarios. This is real money, real returns happening in production today. The hype has officially met reality.
And a number like 80%, well, that just completely changes the conversation inside every single company. The question isn't, should we maybe experiment with these AI agents anymore? Now the question is, we know this works. We know it delivers value. How do we scale it up, and how do we do it fast?
Let's put some real names and numbers to this, because these examples are just wild. Look at Novo Nordisk. They took clinical documentation that used to take months, and they compressed it down to minutes. Thomson Reuters is doing complex legal analysis that took days, and now it takes minutes. In cybersecurity, eSentire cut down threat analysis from 5 hours to just 7 minutes. I mean, this isn't a 10% improvement. This is a complete reinvention of what's even possible.
I mean, that is just incredible stuff, but it's really just the beginning. So what's next? What's the path to 2026 look like? Let's talk about the hurdles and the huge prize on the other side. Now, of course, it's not all smooth sailing. There are definitely some real hurdles here. The biggest ones are technical. Almost half of companies say they struggle with just integrating these new agents into all their messy old legacy systems. And right behind that are the classic challenges, getting access to good data and, of course, the cost. This isn't magic. It's deep, hard engineering work.
But, and this is a big but, the opportunity on the other side of those challenges is what makes it all worthwhile. Just look at where this is redirecting our time and energy. It's pushing people toward skill development, toward more strategic work, and toward building relationships. The machines are handling the routine stuff, which frees us up to do what people do best: learn, strategize, and connect with each other.
And that right there, that is the real long-term competitive advantage. The companies that are going to win in this new era won't just be the ones that are the most efficient. They'll be the ones that use that new efficiency to build a more skilled, more strategic, and more creative team. They're actually investing in their people through technology, not in spite of it. And that's an incredibly powerful, sustainable edge to have. So you can see the roadmap, right? The ambition is crystal clear. We're moving from automating simple tasks today to orchestrating those complex, multi-step processes in the near future. And then, by 2026, the real goal is to have agents running entire projects that span across whole departments, connecting finance to operations to marketing to sales. The scope of what these systems can handle is just expanding like crazy. So what's the big takeaway from all this? It's that AI agents are no longer just an idea on a whiteboard. They are a proven technology, and they are fundamentally shifting our work away from routine execution and toward high-level strategy. So the only question that's really left is, now that you have the time and you have the tools, what are you going to build?